Hey, I'd like to call September Urbana Township Trustee meeting to order. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We got good attendance tonight. We appreciate everybody coming in, and thank you. We'll go over one item, and then I know Mr. Harvey asked to speak real quick, and then I know I have another young man here that's did this a while back. We can give him an opportunity, or you don't have to wait till the very end if you like. So. Okay. All set. Minutes of the previous meeting have been distributed. Are there any corrections to the minutes to the previous meeting and any financial and on the financial report?
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, I guess, whatever you want. Mr. Chairman, I move we accept the minutes as presented with additions of adding the residents' question and answer sheet from last meeting. And go ahead and then also accept the financial reports as presented also.
Very good. Let's see, it's been, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes and the financial status as Blair mentioned, and also the question and answers that we've provided to the resident.
Do you have a copy of those?
Yeah, I do have a copy. Okay, I'm going to entertain a motion to approve all of that, what I just above mentioned, I guess. All in.
No, wait a minute, I don't think anyone has seconded that.
No, I haven't got that far yet. Larry, say you've heard?
Yeah, I made the motion, yes.
Roger?
My second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. You have all on your side there? Okay. Thank you, guys. Before we go any further, I'm gonna have Mr. Harvey speak up there. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I think I'll go over here sometime. So you can speak to everyone. First thing, one, thank you for having me last time, and I think the time before that. Brought Finnegan with me this time, drug in here. But I wanted to thank everybody for your support. As everyone does know, I ended up winning the judgeship, and again, I appreciate all the support that you gave me. My least favorite part about doing this was being chased by 2 German Shepherds in Rosewood. That was terrifying. I don't know if I ever told you about that, but that was terrifying. Not something anybody ever wants to do. You know, when you're in the city and you're passing out flyers and stuff like that, it's makes sense. You know, you're from here to the TV camera or the camera over there for putting a door hanger on. But in the county, and you get out in the country, people live in the country for a reason. So how far is too far to go off the road, right? Well, I think I probably went too far off the road because 2 German Shepherds came out and chased me into the road and nipped at my heel, and it was not fun at all. And then I ran into somebody who's the neighbor to that person. They were like, "Oh, Piper and Johnny, they're great dogs." And I'm like, "Oh, they chased me into the highway." So that's great. So that was the great part about it, was just meeting all the different people and all walks of life. It was pretty neat. Ended up putting out about 7,000 different door hangers to people and met every single person. So a lot of hard work, and it ended up paying off. But again, I won't take up much of your time. I just wanted to thank everybody for everything, and I'll try to keep showing up and being involved as much as I possibly can. So, does anybody have any questions for anything at all?
We'll hold you to that.
Sounds good. I plan to show up. Won't be in a suit, especially when it's 95 out, but I'll be here.
Yeah.
I'll be here as much as I possibly can.
You look great.
Thanks,
Just right
appreciate
there,
it.
so
Yeah, right. So, all right, guys.
Mr. Harvey, thank you.
Good. Thanks so much.
Appreciate you coming. Okay, I'm going to go on this young man right here.
Hey, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for having me. My name is Hackett Lindenfeld. For those of you I haven't met, I'm with RWE Clean Energy. We're developing a project called Hill Climber Solar in Urbana Township. It's going to be about 800 yards that way. We're hoping to start construction spring of 28 and then be in operations fall of 29. Just wanted to give you some updates about the project. So number one, we are still planning on submitting our permit application around the end of November. Right now we are planning on having 2 public information meetings, one in October and then one in early November. I'll send you invites for those, but I just wanted to put those on your radar. It's just a chance, basically an open house format for us to let folks come ask questions, give folks information about the project. So I'll send you an email with the details about those.
Okay.
Just so you're aware of them.
Thanks, sir.
And then one thing I wanted to update you on, in case you're not aware, so the Ohio House passed a bill earlier this year called House Bill 15. The aim of the bill was at encouraging more energy development and sort of revamping the way that Ohio managed energy development. One thing that it did was it gave energy companies across the board, so not specific to solar facilities, just all energy companies that generate electricity, gave them a reduction in tax assessments from 24% down to 7%. So that impacts us. It reduces our tax burden by the state of Ohio. Right now, our early estimates for property taxes are that we'll pay about $18 million over the life of the project under those tax assessments. But because it reduced our tax burden so much and then reduces the amount that we would pay into Champaign County, into Urbana Township, we're putting together a plan, like a proposal to the commissioners. We haven't finalized it yet, but it would be under what's called the pilot program, the payment in lieu of taxes, which is something that existed under the former tax regime, that would increase our total lifetime payments from about $18 million up to about $43, $44 million. So it would allow us to pay more money into Champaign County, into Urbana Township. I'll send that to you. I'll share more details about that with you when we have it ready. But that's just our effort to pay more money into Champaign County and into Urbana. Just wanted to make you aware of that. I know that the commissioners rely on you to speak for Urbana Township. So if that's something you'd support, we would appreciate your support with that as well. But I would love to have a more detailed conversation about that when we have the proposal meeting. Wanted to see if for now you had any questions.
Hackett, did you get to talk to the commissioners at all? Have you?
I spoke with them about House Bill 15. Have not yet been able to speak with them about the proposal.
Okay.
For the tax incentive. We're still kind of still drafting what that would look like.
Sure.
But our hope is that would because it's just such a drastic reduction in our tax burden. Our hope is that would like help mitigate that reduction in tax and allow us to provide as much benefit as we can to the county and to the township.
I understand. And maybe a location where you want to have these open house meetings?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it'll be at the VFW Hall
Okay.
in downtown Urbana, so Brown Hall. I'll follow up with an email.
Sure. Yeah.
With the
Once you
details
get
on
more
that, but
solid information on that,
Yeah.
I get you.
it'll be a Wednesday.
And you were saying the lifetime of the project. What is your estimate lifetime of the project? Is it 25, 35, 40 years?
We estimate 40 years. So those total tax dollar amounts are based on a 40-year lifetime project. That's kind of our default assumption for this project.
Solar panels last 40 years?
We think so. It's possible that somewhere out, we expect some amount of attrition and we'd replace them over as they wear out. But
Is that part of the plan, to replace them?
that's part of our maintenance plans. We haven't, for this project specifically, we haven't gotten too deep into the long-term maintenance plan for it, but that's part of our assumption, yes, sir.
Okay.
And that'll be built into our maintenance costs.
I didn't realize they could last that long.
So they're really, from 2005 until around 2015, there was a huge amount of development and technological improvement in solar panels. So we saw both increases in the efficiency of the solar panels and then a huge reduction in cost. Like so the cost of a solar panel reduced by about 90% over those 10 years. So that's one thing that made solar facilities just much more economically attractive and really brought down the price of them to a point where they're oftentimes the cheapest new form of electricity. In a lot of cases, it is cheaper to build a new solar facility than it is to keep running a coal facility, just because it's just so much more efficient and so much cheaper. Yes, sir.
But you can get all these questions again at your meetings.
I'm sure we will, yes, sir.
I'm sure I have more.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love
Right
to.
now.
I've got a card. I'll
That's
leave it
bigger.
with you, sir.
This is Sean, he's our zoning officer.
I don't get a vote.
Yeah. Hey, well, thanks, Sean. Yeah, so I'm sure we'll be working more closely
Yeah.
as we get further into this. But yeah, thanks so much. Good luck, Sean.
Terrific, nice to meet
Yeah.
you. Good luck.
Hey, thank you.
Okay, Hackett, thank you, sir, very, very much.
Yeah,
Appreciate you
thank
coming in. On you. All right, we'll move on to, what we have on our meeting agenda. I'm gonna talk about the road maintenance report, which we have right now. So it's just, from Richard's, last month, we had a summary of road maintenance, roadside mowing, which is the big tractor and mower, 4 days that he was out mowing those roadside township roads. Basically, this is the 4th time that we've done it this summer. And hopefully, I think probably have one more possibly to do it. Just depends on the weather.
If it never rains again, maybe not.
Yeah. Blair and Richard spent a week, basically almost pretty close to a week spraying chemicals
No,
around.
2 days.
2 days?
2
Oh, really?
days,
I had
yeah.
a week down there.
Nope, 2 days.
2 full days of going around.
Yeah, yeah.
Township poles, access areas, all of them to ease the mowing. So when Richard does mow, he doesn't have to spend a whole lot of time going back and forth and backing up and in and out around poles, telephone line, and all that type of thing. So, roadside tree trimming, did have 4 days of that on Sloan Road. Spent a lot of time on Sloan Road and Cedar Creek. Richard supported us with the tractor and helping with us on some of the heavy burdensome trees that were moving out of the way. And then shop work and then some cemetery mowing at the time prior to that, which before it stopped raining, so now it's kind of slowed down. So, but that is the road maintenance report for August, September timeframe.
If you
Unless
don't
have-
mind,
have
add one
something.
more thing that he asked me
Yeah.
to say that, we had the big truck in for repairs at Danewood's. Turbo didn't have to be replaced, which saved about $8,000. So, now we're having an issue with the brakes, the air compressor or the governor and the air dryer on the, so that's gotta go in and be looked at. We don't have a quote on that, but it just seems like one thing's fixed and another thing goes wrong. So the big repair is done. This is considered a smaller repair. We had a steering line that went out when we were berming roads. Dane Woods took care of that. And both the pickup truck and the ton truck need to go in for their yearly maintenance, oil change and that. Like that's how little miles go on these things that we can go a year with it. So that's, he wanted to make sure that was mentioned in public record.
I appreciate you updating me on that. It's good information. Wasn't aware of all that detail,
Yeah,
but thank
sorry.
you. No, that's good. I should have asked. Roger, anything on that? No? Yes or no? Roger? No? Okay. Hey, we're gonna move on to the zoning cemetery report. And I think we have Sean here tonight.
I am.
Give us that report. Thank you, Sean.
Yep, nothing's happened in zoning per se. So we have had 3 burials, 2 in the end of August and 1 on the 9th. One was an urn and the other 2 were vaults, and all of them had headers and or footers and stones. So there's nothing we can do with this.
Nothing more left to do on that, you think? Okay. Yeah. All right, good.
I don't know if it's old business or since Sean's here, I'll just bring it up. I spoke to Aaron at LUC about the zoning resolution and I told him that I wasn't here until late and that I didn't get the resolution signed. He told me to ask you guys to recertify this, resolution to initiate an amendment, for the zoning resolution. And, then Sean can take it, a copy of it and get it to Dan, or me. So I don't know if you wanna do that now,
Yeah.
since we're in zoning.
Yeah.
Move to recertify. It's just moved to recertify.
I move that we certify that.
I second that.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to recertify
Recertify. Yeah.
the zoning resolution towards specific, storage containers, right? Yeah, I got it.
There
Yeah.
were 4 different things, I think.
Freight containers.
Initiating the zoning change.
Yep.
It's a zoning change to do with some guidance on fences, to change the door heights of residential lots
Okay.
to the same height as agricultural, because everybody wants to put boats and, RVs in. So that's generally what the BZA, have their meetings, and in general, they approve them. So, the simplest, easiest thing is just to go ahead and get with the time of what people are using their, accessory buildings for, even in residential zones,
Very good.
so.
And then storage containers.
Yes, there are a lot of shipping containers that are being used as storage buildings, and we're not going to get rid of them. And so I would like to get ahead of it and do what LUC has advised us to do as far as the parameters.
And what are those?
Okay, so
And have a gravel hard surface underneath it.
LUC has some
Model-
recommendations.
Model language, model
Yeah.
language,
Okay.
yeah.
So-
Something like that.
Yeah, I wanna touch base with, Dana at the building department and see what he suggests. But they're the containers that you'll see on large, ships. And, they come in 20-footers and 40-footers. And there are high cubes, so tall, and short ones, so.
Very good. Let's say, so it's let's go back over that again just to make
All
sure.
we have to do is move to recertify.
Yeah, move to recertify the zoning resolution. All in favor, say aye.
I'm sorry, I must have missed it. I had that Mr. Corner moved. I did not catch who.
I seconded.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Steve.
thank you. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
But I think he's just, and Aaron's just asking that because there's a time frame
Okay.
that you're supposed to send it off, so
Yes.
Sean didn't have a
I didn't have the signed document, so
Right.
we had to
wait,
wait.
so that's where
Then you
we're at.
guys all need to
Sign
put this in.
Yes.
You can sign it and put your name. Do you need to copy this exhibit A for you, Sean? I may as well, I've got it right here.
I've got it, I printed it out actually.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Aaron did talk to you about that, though, we're sliding him.
No, but I know that if he's asking to recertify, then there's a time frame that you're supposed to send it over to
Once
him.
it's signed, then,
Then you can move it on.
yes. So, that's a lot for us. We held that last winter to November through January. Too long. The weather was awful.
Yeah, that's not the time you want to do it, but.
It's hard to dig, it's hard to move things, move caskets and all that stuff, so. Fortunately, we have a very good with this.
Come on, get out of here, you can't.
I figured I'd stay for this one, sir.
Oh, okay, well, I'm just saying, if you know, we're sorry.
Got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Andy. Okay, we'll keep on moving there. Now we will address any old business. You guys have any jump out,
Roger, you got anything?
discuss?
I do one, and since Jane's here, it's gonna work out. The complaints have started again on 1230 South Avenue. And I've talked to Joe Jackson, and they were asking if, we could draft a letter to you guys. And I've been going up weekly and monitoring and taking pictures. There's no work going on at all.
Well, as of now, the court hasn't released Mr. Jackson's money.
I know, that was
And
the
then,
next thing
I
I
mean,
was gonna
that's
ask
the
you.
problem is, and it's gonna take a little bit of time because they've asked to redeem it, but until they redeem it, then they shouldn't be on it. But he really shouldn't be out there either.
Well, he's
So,
not-
so
Joe-
it's kinda like dead stopped at this point in time. And I'm not saying it's really delayed in court, because the court gave them till September 3rd, and they made payment, and so then the court has to say yes or no, and the money gets redeemed to one of the parties, but they both have paid in at this point in time.
Okay,
So until that happens, then
so
you'll see.
when are they expected to start making improvements to the property? And that they're concerned about, I went out today and took pictures, and that there are holes in the foundation, and that there's windows missing. I mean, I went out there, took pictures, there's like 9 cats that come out. I mean, and they're all feral cats, so, I mean, when can we ask the people that have it now that they need to secure the building?
I can let
So-
Sean know, or I can let you know when it's kind of completed.
But don't file anything, or don't file nuisance.
I mean, you can file nuisance, but the thing is, they have a time to do it. But if they don't have the authority through the court, then basically all of a sudden, if the court says the Jacksons have it, well, then the Jacksons are under
The gun.
Yeah, under the gun too. So we're kind of like, we're held a little bit. I mean, it's basically been 12 days, and I know the magistrate was out, and I talked to him late last week, and he was gonna get something out. So, I mean, it's Monday, I don't know if he got anything out today,
Yeah.
but that's where that is.
Well, I know
So-
Mr. Jackson's concerned about not having his funds back, so,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so those are paid into the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office says, I can't let them go until I hear from the court. So
Okay.
I know Mrs. Jackson was up there kind of like the day after, there had been a filing, so, and that's been a couple of weeks. It's probably been 3 or 4 weeks ago,
Yeah.
so.
yeah, for the reversal. Okay.
Mhm. Yep,
I
that's,
just told, I promised you I'd bring this up and put
it's
it
a
on.
really
put it on public
odd
record.
thing, but,
Yeah.
I mean, we have people redeem the property all the time. Usually, the minute I file for foreclosure, it gets a couple people, and we actually had 7 set for sale, 5 went the first time, so 2 had paid right after we put it out there. So this is one that's odd. We've had, I think, one a couple of years ago, kind of do the same thing. But people have the ability to redeem property, so.
Okay, well, I'll let Mr. Jackson know what you shared. Thank you.
Yeah. And I
He
think-
might call you too, so,
Well,
and,
Yeah, and I think, I think you were there, and,
Yeah.
and Pete Milano was in there when they asked us, could they start doing something? And we usually say, until we have the confirmation entry signed, you do things at your own risk. So, that's kind of where we are.
Yeah, I don't think Joe's concerned, I mean, he realized that he took a risk about starting that process early, but it was so bad, he wanted to get a jump on, and they did a lot of work for the Dunleavys. He's not asking for that, I mean, he just would like to see, and Mrs. Jackson would just like to see, just the building secured so things can't go in and out of it, and I don't think that's a bad thing to ask for. And, and if not, if the property goes back to him, he's gonna fix it, so he's ready to continue if he gets the property back, but if not, you wanna know how soon they could expect, so animals then start moving in by winter time, which is, I think,
Oh,
what stuff.
no, I think
So we
we'll
can
have
ask-
it one way or the other
Okay,
before that, and then, I'll let you know and Sean know, so there'll be, somebody else will be there, whether it be the Jacksons or, the Dunleavy's heirs, so that, somebody needs to be aware of what they need to do and
okay,
what they're intending to do, so
Okay.
that meets with either one of those things, but I guess I think, what we should address kind of what the issues are, so, and see what their intentions are, either one of them.
correct,
Because you don't wanna use public funds to clean up a property that kind of was newly put in somebody else's hands.
correct,
So,
okay. Thank you.
sorry,
No,
that's
no,
all right,
no,
that's
no.
not great.
I know, but hey, listen.
Yeah.
It's a start, and that's where we gotta,
Yeah, here we are 45 days
Yeah.
after the sale.
I know,
so-
and we thought,
So,
oh, anyway, that's what it goes. Thank you, Gene.
sure.
That's all I had, Mr. Chairman.
Any other old business? No? I do have one, I don't know if it's, no, it's not old business. Nope, it's not, it's new
I
business.
have also this.
Oh.
At the last meeting when I went through when I was listening to make the notes, you guys had talked about CET communication.
Yes.
So I just wanted to let you know, I did send them a letter with a bill, with a copy of Ward Excavating's bill, but I haven't heard back yet. So hopefully, I just wanted to update you that I did
Thank
do
you.
that.
Thanks, Sandy, for doing that. That's great. It was not a cheap bill. Not your fault. Okay, we're gonna move on to new business. Mr., you have anything? No? Blair?
Not really.
I do have, something I wanted to bring up, it's about we have a complaint form in this township, but it's so old, I don't even know if we've ever been formally approved. So I went across, some complaint forms that are in this township, or this county. Jackson and Mad River both have, complaint forms. And it's basically just directly related to zoning complaints. And it's a one page, maybe a page and a half if you wanna go in detail. They're almost identical. I think it's the same form, they just changed the address, which is fine. And so, I would like to at least get ours going and put it in there, so, first things first, I sent Jane just to see how we were looking as far as, any issues with what she saw, from the legal side. And I can pass these around to you guys, just so you can kinda get an idea what it looks like.
So, and I can summarize, I only had an issue with section 3, and as I said to Matt, not that it was bad, but, I think if you asked residents, what is a nuisance and what is a zoning violation, they'd say, I don't know, you're not, I don't know, here's my problem. And so what I said is maybe you should categorize the type of complaint and just categorize those as junk vehicle, trash and debris, long grass and weeds, unsafe or unsecured structure, and then other. So that kind of takes you, that pretty much kind of deals with zoning, but it really kind of gets into the nuisance. And so it may be something that then this board or Sean need to look at to see you know, they just need to mow their lawn, and you think maybe a zoning violation might do it. Or if you think it's getting really bad and it's a constant thing, then maybe it needs to be where you have, somebody come out, mow, and then put it on their tax bill. But, you know, so there's a lot of different, or there might be things in the zoning code that are not things that are dealt with nuisances. So,
Generally, what I always do is, if somebody calls with a complaint, I ask them what it is, and then I ask them if they're willing to sign a complaint. I.e., write down what the problem is and give me your contact information. And nobody has through me. It's not that big a problem once they have to go on record. I've had people complain, gone out and investigated, and what they complained about was not happening, okay? So they flavor it to make it sound bigger than what the problem actually is. Quite frankly, what they were complaining about, somebody living in the house, vagrants living in the house, animals all over the place, trash in the yard, grass growing up, none of that was true. So, right, the roof was falling in, the ceilings were falling in because the roof was compromised, but what she said was happening was not happening. So, I don't know.
So what I'm hearing, Jane, obviously that's good, thanks Sean, is obviously to list up some more choices to select for people that may or may not be aware of how to address a zoning or a
right, I
nuisance.
think if somebody has a problem, that would be under zoning. They think that there's a use that is not consistent with the zoning district, that's clearly gonna go to Sean. But at least it gives you the opportunity to kind of filter a little bit. But yes, I do agree, sometimes anonymous type things are, you know,
Mhm.
that.
I don't mean to interject, but who's keeping track of these, one? And two, most of our complaints, aren't they just a call or someone comes to the meeting? Are you gonna have someone here, you have to fill out this paper? Is that what you're doing?
One idea was to put it on the website so we can have it downloadable and printable
Okay,
for that option as well. And then it would have a tracking number listed on it.
And complaints can be lodged directly to the trustees or through me. So, it doesn't have to go through zoning, but I can't instigate anything without it going through trustees and then voting that it is, a violation. So, but if it comes directly to them, then they decide to deal with it, I'm out. I just have to walk through the steps, so.
I'm only throwing it out there because if you're creating a form, you're creating a record, and somebody's gotta keep track of it, that's all I'm saying. That's my only concern. If you're keeping track of all the zoning ones, that's fine.
Right.
Who's keeping track of whatever other things that there aren't? Because in the past, it's just in the minute.
So I know that you have, through the state auditor, they sometimes ask you for your public records and
Right.
and the thing. So, yeah, I mean, if somebody, when you're making a public record and then somebody is requesting complaints, then yes, you're gonna need to keep that.
I have to keep
Well,
track
I
of
mean,
these.
the trustees you either need to say, Sean needs to keep them, but if it doesn't go to Sean, then it's gonna be something that
I
you're
mean,
gonna
cause I
have to.
think that, didn't Jim have some type of form at some
He did.
point that, okay. That's all I'm
That's what I
concerned about.
thought, I thought we were
Where
just
is-
updating it.
We're just
so-
updating them,
Okay,
that's,
okay, cause I don't have any forms that I'm keeping track of.
No.
If I'm supposed to be keeping track of something, I'm not,
If
or
I-
maybe we just haven't had any.
We haven't
yeah,
had it,
yeah,
Okay.
and
I
that's
meant,
in
And
my
until-
time.
Jim, okay, so you're saying that you think Jim had them and he kept them?
we've had verbal complaints about, example, seeing way with the trash. And we sent a note, it wasn't a formal complaint to say, hey, look, is this something you can take? It was taken care of immediately.
Okay,
And then we did the thing out on Edgewood, and it's, you know, they came in and made a verbal complaint and it was taken care of. So
Okay.
it never ever got to the point where we had to do something about it, where it came down to us, hey, do we have to go in and clean up something? I mean, do we have to go in and, you know, there's been, you know, we've had nuisance where we've had people come in here and demand us do something, and they had signed letters from neighbors, you know. So yeah, but that was before my time. You know,
I
that
don't
was,
wanna, and I don't wanna limit people to getting complaints dealt with. But they do, you know, they would have to talk to somebody, they can't say,
correct.
I made my complaints to the neighbors, or you know, you should know what my complaints are. I mean, I think that's a good thing. I wouldn't want you to fill out one of the complaint forms for somebody
Correct.
because you want them to speak, so that if you find out that maybe it isn't the way that they're claiming, then that's something you can go back to them and say, listen, here's what we found based on what you either said or what you wrote down. But again, I wouldn't, one, make them fill it out, and two, I don't want you to fill them out for them. I mean, I think they need to, if they're gonna come, if they say, no, I don't wanna fill one out, I just wanna tell you, then then they're gonna have to rely on your memory and your gumption to do it, and understand what their issue is.
Well, one time, you know, we asked to get with Sean, and that's Sean, that's what Sean's here for, so.
Yeah.
And most people do go to Sean, so, you know, but, you know, having this, we've been operating on, and when Matt pulled that out was basically nothing, so.
It was pretty old.
It was pretty, you know, so Matt likes to get things up to date, and that's what's been good about having Matt on the board and being the chair. I mean, he has moved some of this stuff into the future where it should be, instead of,
Yeah, I think
Where
it's
it's
good to
been.
have that form available, but
Sure.
we probably need to make sure that if Sean's needs to make sure he keeps it in his records, and then if he goes on to take action, he'll report it to you.
Correct.
But that would be,
I guess that's how I've always thought that
Yeah.
they were happening, that they were being part of the minutes and we're not creating another record. But and maybe it's just because it hasn't happened. That was my only concern, was like, well, but like, when I send a letter, I do keep it, you know, if I've sent something, but it's not like it happens that often. But, okay.
Very good, so I will, update it with, more choices I like what you got there, Jane. And then I'll make it maybe I'll bring it back up again, or make it available online, just so we can get, our residents to utilize it. And then we can go from there.
I can email you back with kind of my, think of the different categories, but those were the categories I thought,
Mhm.
you know, because we usually deal with vehicles, trash, weeds, junk, and unsafe structure, you know, if you're, you know, a burned out house or something like that,
Very good,
so.
thank you, Jane. Any other new business we can, discuss, or?
I do.
I had done that.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we got the Peoples, I know Roger usually takes care of this. The Peoples CD will renew and mature on October 6th. And, I know Roger usually checks, and the last time because it was in between meetings that we moved, that he would check, and we would either keep the money at Peoples or go, you know, with what the best rates that he found here. So we have that, if you wanna look at that.
It's quite a drop in interest, didn't it? Did you see that?
What?
I said that was quite a drop in interest. I said it ain't gonna get any better come Wednesday. So do we need to, you wanna make a motion for Roger to be the,
I mean,
I'll move for Mr. Corner to look for best rates.
I'll second it. There you go.
That's.
It's been moved and seconded to approve, Roger being looking for better rates for our CD. All in favor, say aye.
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 That didn't sound real
Sorry.
vigorous.
Well, I will, you know, I always check Bank of West Liberty and a couple others to make, you know, get our best, you know.
I think the last time you maybe they like brought people's, like either beat what you got, I feel like that happened. Like they came, like you had a little bit better and then they said, okay, we want to keep you.
And that's what I think they did the last time.
Yeah,
I'm
they
pretty
may
sure.
not this time, but, I think, F&M is wanting our business back too. They didn't care to keep our business,
Do
but
that,
F&M,
I know.
perpetuals, they didn't care to keep our business when they had it, but I think they're
They
wanting
might.
some business.
Roger, use your Trump negotiating skills.
And then,
Get the best we can get. Really.
There you go.
okay, I have more new business.
Go ahead, keep going.
Okay, so, I received the resolution accepting the rates from the auditors. If you wanna look at that, so, it's basically, based off of the tax budget, the, auditor, they certify, an estimate for the rate that we're going to get next year, through the levies. And there's they give it here in a Schedule A if you wanna look at that, but, I need you guys to review that and, someone needs to move to pass it once you reviewed it.
Well, we read that, we had it out.
Okay.
I don't remember if I forwarded the email or not. I don't think I did.
It was laying on your desk when I got
Oh,
it. If it-
yeah, I
mean,
did leave it on my desk.
I figured that's
Sorry.
what way you left it there. Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna go ahead and move that we certify the copy of the resolution of the county auditor. And that was for $265,000.
I second that motion.
It's been, moved. It's, did I say that right? Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the county auditor's renewed, interest rate, right, more or less?
Yeah, it's the resolution accepting rate.
Resolution accepting rate. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All the ayes have it. Motion is passed.
Okay, you need to sign that.
Just Andy, if I, just kind of for the record.
Yeah.
I don't think that, although they're talking about the increases that are coming, that document, you're just accepting the rates. You're not accepting the increase or anything. The township really doesn't have, an approval of that comes out. It comes out later on, that effective rate comes out later on, it comes out in just around December, so. People have asked me that in other places, whether you're accepting or rejecting that increase, so at least for your residents, that doesn't.
I know,
change it.
basically, I give them a thing of money that I think we're gonna get, and then based on what I give them, they give me this paper,
Right.
which doesn't make any sense to me, but that's, they can't do this, and then I think they get some type of rate or something from the state. But they base it off of the information that I've already gave them in our tax budget.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Sign. Yeah, just put my name first, right? And I'll sign.
I think well, I mean, you need to sign it, and then I think you put yes over on the other line.
Okay. Gotcha. Makes sense.
Who brought this in?
It came in the mail.
Okay, I wondered.
I put that on
Okay,
Matt's
thanks,
desk, I
yeah.
think.
Mm-hmm. Helpful.
Let's see. Thank you.
Okay, we're
So
moving
that's
on.
all I have.
Anything else? No, that's it? Okay. We're gonna motion to approve bill payments, so I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the bill payments, allow Sandy to distribute and mail checks for approved payments.
So moved.
I second.
Okay. As we move to second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion is carried. Make sure we skip anything. No. Are there any announcements? We'll go to announcements. Anybody have an announcement? I do have one. This, our next meeting will be October 20th. And we will now move on to the next agenda item. We will now move to public comment. We do have two individuals that came in today. Looks like Mr. Gilsizer and Mr. Ballard. If I have your names correctly, please, or incorrectly, please let me know. We do have a 5-minute time limit, and it is public comment. And Mr. Gilsizer, you'll be first. We'll let you go for the full 5 minutes.
And before I start, I wanted to ask that was mentioned earlier on in the meeting regarding a question and answer sheet. Were those answers to my questions?
That was, the meeting notes were to, I think Blair brought it up to amend, add my email to you in the meeting notes. Your
You sent an
questions,
email to me with the answers?
your questions and the answers that we had, yes.
I never received that. Do you have a copy of those answers?
Yeah, we sent it to your email. And have you received any of ours?
I have received previous ones, but not this one.
Okay, we did not know that. I wasn't aware.
Can I get a copy of it, please?
Yes, that would be helpful. And yeah, probably.
That's a draft, just take one.
Yeah, that's fine.
One that you
Yeah.
take mine.
Okay. So if you can give us a new email address if that's not working.
I have the same email that I've had for years, and
I'll send it to him. Do you want to print it off to give him that?
I'm sorry.
You're good.
No, Matt can give me a new copy.
Okay.
Well, on August the 28th, President Trump had issued an order for all governmental entities to fly their flags at half-staff in memory of the Minnesota school shootings at the Catholic school. Urbana Township never did such a thing. At the cemetery, nor at this building. I find it an absolute disgrace. On August 28th, the cemetery superintendent and the trustees were present on the cemetery grounds, but took no action whatsoever. Then more recently, President Trump ordered the flags to be flown at half-staff again regarding Charlie Kirk's assassination. Again, at no time were the cemetery flags at half-staff. I've worked at cemeteries many times in the past myself, and it was always a policy of the various cemeteries to take extra care for the mowings, especially on holidays. Memorial Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Labor Day. This cemetery didn't get mowed until the afternoon of Labor Day, when the foxtails were 8 and 10 inches high. Roger, for the past couple of years, you said that you weren't going to be running any further. Word has come to me through various public officials that this was a shenanigan, connivery, chicanery on your part, that you thought you would run and then not complete your term. Would you plan on completing your term if elected? This damage here to the ceiling in this hall has been here for months and months and months. The water damage looks like mold. When are you ever going to do anything about this? It's in this public meeting hall. And Matt, you previously stated that the signs out front regarding zoning, cemetery, etc. were provided by an anonymous donor. How did the anonymous donor know what verbiage to put on those signs? Has anything been done about the complaints I made last week, last meeting?
It was stated in that reply that I gave, you just received, I guess.
Okay, all right,
And
and
then,
then that's fair enough, so I thank you.
Okay, those are noted, and we appreciate your comments. We will move on to Mr. Buddy Ballard.
I just have a couple things. First, Buddy Ballard, 2005 Oakview Drive. I know that's part of your procedure for your meeting. Would you like for everybody to
Thank you, sir.
cover that's at? Absolutely. I don't know if you want to answer the questions, because I know you guys have changed your format. I see the activities going on for the widening of Dugan between 29 and 36. Is the next step going to be the north side from Children's Home to 36, I would assume? Or is it gonna be the south end? If you don't want to answer, I don't want you to break your format, so you can let me know through email if you'd like to, or however you'd like to let me know. But I'm just curious, is it gonna be, will the next phase be the north side, or will it be the south end of Dugan? Other thing I'd like to bring up is, I'm sure you are all aware of, because you're elected officials, Ohio Revised Code 50409. Ohio Revised Code 50419, and I'm only making this statement because I think it needs to be on the record because of the people that attend the meetings, as well as the fact that you put it on the internet from what you videotape from the meeting. So the public needs to see it. This is your meeting. If you take a hard look at it, Robert's Rules of Conduct, the Ohio Open Meeting Act, those of us that come in and attend your meeting need to follow your rules. Those rules include the fact that when you're asked personal questions, you don't have to answer them. This is for the public, for us to ask questions about the township, not who paid for your insurance. I've looked back and watched videos of the meetings now that I've drawn interest into what's going on. You don't have to answer those questions. That's your own personal business. That's not public information. Number two, if you set the rules that we need to announce who we are, those rules need to be followed. Also, again, Ohio Revised Code doesn't recognize Robert's Rules of Conduct for meeting. Number three, insults toward the board. Only seen one of the videos I watched, that was not in attendance at the meeting. There was a reference to one of our township trustees in an insulting manner. As public attendees, we're not allowed to do that. If that happens, you have the right to have that person removed. You can ask them to leave. If they don't want to leave, you can have them removed. This has went on long enough with the ones I've attended. Needs to stop. Everything that's asked that has to do with township is important, absolutely. Whether it be to me, whether it be to other attendees. But the personal questions that are being asked, the comments that are made, and the fact that the rules that you have said are not being followed is unacceptable by the public. You're elected for a reason. You set the rules, it's what should be followed. That's all I've got. Thank you, guys.
Okay, buddy, thank you for your public
welcome.
comment.
Thank you for the time.
Anybody else, if there's any other further business, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Move to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Move.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned, 5:56.
Sorry about that, Gene.